Welcome to another episode of Google versus
Facebook.
My name is Matt Rincon.
And I'm Andres Bustamante.
Today we're going to be talking about Colombia versus Qatar.
Colombia, Colombia.
That's right.
We're going to win today.
That's right. Colombia plays Qatar at 4:30 Central Time, right?
Yes, 5
So
o'clock.
they're playing in Brazil.
Copa America.
That's right, Copa America. And you may be wondering, why is Qatar in the Copa America, which is in Latin America, South America's World Cup. And I think Qatar is in the Middle East, right? So it doesn't make much sense. So why is that actually? Why?
So they usually invite one team from outside of the Americas to join the Copa America. It's like an invitation. This year it was Qatar because in 2022 they're going to be holding the World Cup over there, so it was kind of like a gesture.
Ah, an invite.
By the CONMEBOL.
Yeah, so
CONMEBOL
it's like, hey,
is the
come here
organization.
to Brazil so we can kick your ass.
Yeah, hey, they tied though against Paraguay, so.
Oh yeah, Paraguay, who cares? They're no good either. They're no good either.
So what's your score for today, Bram?
13-0, something like that.
All right.
What about you?
3-0. I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Qatar.
Well, really, we're going to be talking about retargeting today, so let's get into that. Last episode, we talked about creating an audience, why that's important, market fit, creating your customer avatar, right, and drawing that out of who you're trying to advertise to, and really like what you're trying to say to that person, what message you're trying to get across. And so today we're talking about retargeting to that person, right? So we can do that on Facebook, we can do that on Google, you can do that on pretty much every ad platform these days.
Yep.
So why don't we get into the different types of platforms? You know, we do Google versus Facebook. So let's talk about Facebook and retargeting.
Sure. So remember that retargeting is very crucial point of your funnel, right? If there's no retargeting, there's really no funnel.
Yep.
Where you could actually, leverage to get more people to take the action that you want them to take, whether that's a sale, that's to give you their email, a lead, right? So retargeting on Facebook, it's a really important piece of your online strategy if you're doing paid ads, right? So we're talking social media ads now, so on Facebook, Instagram, particularly. So retargeting, you need to obviously have audiences to retarget to, right? So that's why we talked about last episode about you having, these custom audiences uploaded, and hopefully that you have some data, right? So hopefully you have more than 1,000 or 100 emails, for example, on Facebook in order to retarget them, right? But even then, sometimes Facebook will show that it's not enough data. So the more that you have, the merrier, right?
Yeah.
But retargeting campaigns do convert a lot better. Keep in mind that that's just one of the strategies where you could actually get the person to take some sort of action, within your funnel, right? So it's the bottom of the funnel strategy that we're talking about here, which is just retargeting, asking for their business.
Yep,
right?
You got it. So creating a funnel, right? You probably heard that buzzword. If you're not creating some sort of pathway for you to ask for their business where they really want to work with you and buy your product or buy your service, whatever it is that you're offering, then you really aren't using a funnel, like Andres is saying.
Yep.
And so now there are different types of conversions and different types of funnels, right? So if your end goal of the funnel is to create an event response, you may not have a dollar figure tied to that, right? But asking for the business in some way really just means ask for the conversion, ask for the call to action, be direct with what it is that you want at the end of that funnel. So what you don't want is a funnel that looks like this, right? And you're never asking for anything. You want it to have eventually a goal of what you're gonna ask for, that conversion, and a lot of times it's tied to a sale. And so typically that's what we focus on is return on investment, and so there's data there. That will leave data optimization and those kinds of things for another episode. But right now what we're going to be talking about today is retargeting and the middle and bottom of that funnel, right, of that audience. So now getting into that, let's talk about, we already have this audience drawn out. So let's give an example. Let's say we're talking about individuals who want to buy a new car. Okay? And so we created an audience of individuals that we found out that wanted to buy a new car by figuring out they did by them leaving an email on a landing page. Now we have this email list of 100 or 1,000, depending on Google or Facebook.
Of interested
buyers, car buyers, right? They said, hey, yeah, maybe I'll be interested in 3 to 6 months or something like that. Now we can get to retargeting them, right? Yeah. So with that, you're gonna need to show them an ad. Okay, so we have this persona drawn out of somebody. Let's talk about that ad.
Sure.
And what that creative looks like, and whether that's being direct with it or indirect, and what we're gonna show them.
Right. So keep in mind that retargeted audiences are that audience that has already interacted with your brand somehow. So whether that's a website visit, and whether that's in social media, they've engaged with your Instagram business profile, your Facebook profile, or Facebook page, I should say, business page, then these individuals, they've already have a familiarity with your brand somehow. So just the creative piece of it, it's important. You want to have some sort of appealing offer, right? Something visually appealing for them to be like, okay, yeah, I remember this brand, and make it memorable, so that way they can actually take even further action down the funnel, right? Mm-hmm. So I think with the example of the cars, I know we've had the pleasure of working with some, with that industry and creating ads for that. And I'd say obviously a picture, an image, or a video of the vehicle itself. And maybe somebody driving it, or somebody just smiling in the car, right? And just you ready for your next car, for your dream car, whatever the case may be. If it's used cars, obviously you want to put good ad copy on there. So that's another episode that we can actually spend a lot of time on.
Yeah, for
creating
sure. Ad itself.
Exactly, the ad itself. But you want to make it real relative to what they were looking for before, right? So if you already showed them a picture of somebody in the car, maybe this time, like a point of view inside the car, like really just driving it. So kind of like an idea, right? And then the call to action would be, hey, get offer or learn more about how you can get a car right now with little down, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
right?
Awesome. So I love that, of like trying to make it an experience, that point of view shot or whatever is in the ad. My 2 cents there would be, when you're creating an ad for that customer avatar you drew out, right? So it's someone that you're really trying to talk to, right? So that audience is full of people that are probably fairly similar. They're all looking for a new car, but not just that. If you did it correctly, they may all be female, they all may be a certain age, and so now you know exactly what to show them. So if it's a 35-year-old mother, let's say, and you want to show her a car for a minivan, potentially the ad may not be talking about the minivan at all. It may be something of them and their family driving in a minivan, like Andres is saying.
Right.
Car accident, it's a scary emotional feeling, and then their family's safe at the end. And then their interaction at the end of that is, hey, contact us if you're in the
that van seems pretty safe to me.
Safe van, right? And so depending on the audience that you're trying to hit, it really all depends on what that ad should be. So remember, try and make it emotional for that customer avatar that you created for that audience. So
I think a good tip is to just go to YouTube and look at all the, let's say, best commercials, car commercials, for example. Like if you're in that industry or whatever industry it is, look at that best TV commercials for blank industry, and you'll be able to get some ideas for your inspiration for your business, so you can actually create some strategy. You don't have to copy exactly the same. Obviously, the whole idea is to think outside the box.
Super Bowl commercials, right? Things that huge marketing teams have put big budgets into coming up with creative ideas for. It's inspiration for you to test. So that'd be the other thing. Test a ton of creative. Okay, so you may have some idea. My idea of my minivan ad may work, it may not. You may have a simple ad where it's just an image with a finance rate. Contact us now, and that may work better. That may work better. It really all just depends. Test. And if you're gonna walk away with anything for this episode, retargeting, right? You don't have an ad funnel if you're not retargeting.
For sure.
You really just have a campaign. You're really just probably asking for a cold sale. It does work. But why not build a better experience for that person by providing them even value? at the end of that conversion with some sort of newsletter or something like that.
For sure. And I have a stat. And this is now transitioning into Google advertising a bit. So website visitors that are retargeted by display ads convert 70% more than regular.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Of course it makes sense. It's
So
the second time they've seen you, third time they've seen you, 100th time they've seen you. There's trust at that point.
Yeah.
And they're part of your funnel. So if they did it correctly, the ad should be serving them better at that point because they understand who you are because you interacted with something.
Yeah.
You told them, hey, yeah, I actually like that, or I want that, or I'm like that, whatever it is.
Exactly, yeah. If you go to a shoe store, right, an online shoe store, and it's not a coincidence that 2 days after that, you got a display ad on that exact shoe that you're looking at.
Yeah,
that's good marketing.
Yeah.
It's the advertiser knew how to segment that audience. They visit a specific page, and we're able to create that retargeting campaign based on your actions on your website. So that's one piece of it. I know we went over the social media ads.
We could go all day with the different types of retargeting, right? So Google AdWords searches to YouTube. It goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Pulling your customer list from one ad platform and uploading them to another with custom audiences. These are all YouTube searches you can do and find videos about this, and we'll make some videos on that.
For sure.
And then really, when you start advertising, it may be smart to work with someone that understands tracking and attribution. And so that's really where it gets difficult, is working with Google Analytics, working with Google Tag Manager, working with the Facebook Pixel. Those are a little more 301. We're gonna make some videos on that, maybe some more in-depth how-tos. Maybe do some workshops and stuff on ways you can set it up, because you need to understand which ads are working, right? What part of the funnel they converted at. That's all data. That's a little bit difficult, but for now, really just focus on the emotional experience and testing different ads for that audience that you created.
Definitely.
That should work, and have your tracking in place so you can do that.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't make it just a one-sided online strategy for your advertising. Create a real funnel. So start with the brand awareness, start with the consideration or attracting the customer, consideration, and then action, right? So you want to obviously play into the funnel, the marketing funnel, right? And you can actually find a lot of resources online about that. And that's basically how you can make up, the retargeting campaigns is based on that itself.
Don't be scared to ask for the business. We work with a lot of individuals that don't want to feel salesy. They want to feel different. But you know what? At the end of the day, if the ad is working because you're asking for the business and the customer actually bought it because they wanted it, then what's the issue?
Exactly.
Marketing and sales work together, right? You can't just have your marketing and your sales not work together. And if you're a one-man show and you're selling a course, or you have some e-platform, some Shopify store, drop shipping, whatever it is that you're doing, you don't have a sales department, you got to be the sales guy. You need to ask for the business.
Right. You need sales. You need sales. You can provide value. That's great. Definitely we're all for providing value. We talked about lead magnets in previous episodes of, providing something for free that people resonate with, and they say, okay, yeah, this guy, I want to download that free PDF, right? It's great to give away, but at the end of the day, these people, if they see value in it, and if you provide them with something that's even more valuable, and it has a price tag on it, they're gonna buy it.
The price is right.
They're gonna purchase it because you retargeted them, right, with that offer. So it's very rare that you'll see like a sale. Which happens. We've done it as well, where you have a cold traffic campaign, right? So people that don't know about the brand, but then they see a good offer and they'll buy it the first time.
If your offer's good enough. If your offer's good enough, it can work. But then even why not hit them with something else, right? Part of a newsletter, part of a group, something. Remember, make it like this, not like this.
Like this?
Like that.
There it is. Little dollar sign right there.
All right, thank you. If you made it this far for watching this episode on retargeting, if you have questions, please DM us, leave comments, subscribe, hit the notifications button. Digit Coffee ads on Instagram, Google versus Facebook, podcast.
Anchor.fm/digit coffee ads.
And something else that we want to be doing is we're working with others to start doing more interview type podcasts with different types of entrepreneurs, because we know you don't just want to hear from us. You want to hear with other types of businesses that are not just marketers, right? That are those that have products, those that may have international businesses. So Those may have software as service businesses.
Yep.
So we have some really cool episodes lined up. And if there's anything else that you want to see, please just shoot us a message, leave a comment. Love to hear from you.
All right. And don't forget, Columbia wins today, 3-0.
That's right. 15-0. Till next time.
Take care.